Okay, we're live yet again on ReactJS Live and our accompanying channels. Um, I'm your host, Chad. I don't think I'll always be the only host of ReactJS Live. The way we're building the channel out, we're looking for folks who are enthusiastic with building technology, and in this case, ReactJS Live tech, folks with all kinds of background, skill levels in React. I'm real happy to announce that, well, first of all, happy Thanksgiving. On a day like today, there's so many things we could be out doing. Today, I thought about the old days. Maybe some of you aren't familiar with them, but on TV, which used to be a pretty normal thing, you could watch endless episodes of The Twilight Zone. And I'm not sure what the legal ramifications are for playing the Twilight Zone. I'm sure someone owns the rights to it, but maybe I think I'm learning stuff about YouTube and commentary. So, in the spirit of ReactJS Live behind the scenes, which is just a great excuse for me to develop content that isn't really well planned, kind of do a stream of consciousness and kind of go over things and help build and market the channels. It's really important to me to share who I am, develop what I'm doing on this side of the web, and learn a whole lot about YouTube, which is a search engine, obviously, and an indexing in its own right. Second largest website, or at least search engine on the web. And then there's, of course, Google. And then there's also Facebook, which has SEO and all kinds of things going on there. So I think I've come into an understanding of why there's several reasons why people want to go live and share who they are and what they're doing. And just like, what are you doing, buddy? And just, I got my little buddy here. Come on, you want to be in the show? Come on up, buddy. Come on, I'm gonna lift you up. Don't cry, big boy. You're heavy. You're not a lap dog. Can you be careful with my mic? Everybody, this is Rocky. Rocky is one of our rescues here at the property, and he's such a sweet boy, and they all get so much attention. Come on, bud. Let's see if we can get you to sit down. You're a big boy. And he was rescued in a pack with his brothers and sisters, and he's been fed good food and had a good home. And he's just his name's Rocky because he has the one eye that's black. He's a fighter, but really not really. He's a lover and he's a sweet boy. He's not a fighter like that, but he's got the Rocky name. So, kind of back on the subject, why build the channels? Why do ReactJS Live? Why kick off a go live on Thanksgiving and have no particular agenda? It goes against all the things that YouTube says you should do about building good content. And some of the things I'll talk about today, among many, will be YouTube marketing, because this is behind the scenes of ReactJS Live, where primarily we're targeting weekends where we do live code conversations, and then those live code conversations turn into mini series, mini projects, really. And often it'll be me as the host and lead bad joke teller, sort of coordinating, checking the time, making sure that people are that we're being fair with people's time schedules. Usually the show is about an hour long. I like to target 90 minutes, an hour and a half, and I really like to in that time we don't get into deep programming to where nobody is able. Let me let you down, buddy. Where nobody's able to talk. We kind of do like high level programming. Hey, don't hit the mic, buddy. Come on, we're live. And we do basically stuff that can be accomplished live without having to stop and go, man, we can't solve this, and we're just hammering on it. But we fix bugs, or we'll work through things. You gonna come back up? Okay, come on. There you go, big boy. You're a big boy, not a lap dog by any means. So again, yeah, Rocky's jumping into the show here, and I'm sort of all over the board here. We have 24 rescued dogs here on our property, and we would like to house more. We would like to rescue more because where we run, I have an office in San Diego, California, and then we also have an office up on the mountain ridge here in Baja, Mexico, where we're actually hosting this little studio here. And I can't help but rescue dogs that could have a better life. And I know that in the United States of America, there's a lot of dogs that need help. And if I was there, as often as I am here, I would certainly do my very best to help them too. So you just let me know if you need a platform or introductions. I mean, we do have a charity that we run where every year we give away shoes to folks who, some people have never even had a pair of brand new shoes. That's something that we all have in our lives, right? Is shoes. It's the common ground that we walk on, if you will. So dogs, I think we'd have a bunch of rescued cats if I wasn't allergic. In fact, some cats in the neighborhood have adopted our roof on our garage in the back. We have a really big garage where my colleague and good friend Noe runs his fabrication business. And so I'm kind of all over the board, but I'm saying that ReactJS Live is the first of many of our technology channels where we're creating an open forum for folks to talk about technology and do it outside of the forum of work because at work, it's very focused. It'll be about one project, it'll be about one point of the project, or it'll be about very specific tasks. And sometimes you don't always have the time to talk. Bigger picture or ask questions in that certain sort of environment, like new stuff comes out with React. Or since it's your job, you don't want to come across as an expert, but also you don't fully understand the usages of something new. So I'm always going to be telling you guys where I'm learning in my own journey because I think what I've come to realize is that there are people, you okay, Bug? There are people who are professionals at delivering content and professional at coding and professional at production. And one of the things that since I'm sort of on a soapbox here, and I'm certain that there won't be tons of views on this video, I'm just going to share and say one of the things that I've learned from my journey of trying to learn any technology, especially in 2019 or sort of these past few years, is that content is being produced everywhere. Posts are being put up everywhere. Lots of things that you can refer to. I remember the days before Stack Overflow even existed, and then there's all kinds of blogs on things. And sometimes you'll be on the bleeding edge of wanting to build something to only be like a couple posts about it here and there, and you really need to piece that puzzle together. So that's to me, what a true developer is going to be doing is solving problems. That's what a software professional is going to do is solve problems in building something. And a lot of times that's going to require being very persistent and very thorough in all the investigation there. So occasionally you'll hear some dogs barking in the background. That's because we do have different yards in the back, and we're always building someplace new to house these guys. And I'm sort of all over the road. But I would like to find a nice home for someone like Rocky here, a nice family that's got, maybe one dog, because he's kind of grown up with other dogs, and I would hate for him to end up 8 hours alone in some backyard, just, being Rocky. So if you're out there and and you see this guy and you think, hey, he just seems like he might be a cool dog, I can set up a separate screen share and you can meet him. I'll be happy to get him into the United States. He's had all of his shots. He's a wonderful dog. And the more dogs that we can help get out into, get you, I'm going to miss you too. The more dogs that we get out, at better homes, the more that we can help here where our one sort of satellite office is here in Baja, Mexico. So, anyways, back on the subject. Lots of things to talk about, but they're all sort of interrelated. But the building of, hey, buddy, come on. Oh, you just want to cuddle. The building of ReactJS Live is not to be like some of the greater productions we see out there. I mean, we see Traverse Media, I don't know if that's right. You see Udemy, you see Pluralsight, you see all these big companies, and there's people who are becoming famous for writing code. You could think of guys like Mosh or some other folks, I don't know their name, but you know their face. I have no intention of being that, at least not at this juncture, being React.js Live being those channels. What I do believe is that developers and software professionals have a lack of real content in their world. Everything is so heavily produced. So many people are being independent, and that's great. I mean, I can tell you, I run across developers all the time, and they have their own channel, and maybe they have 10 videos. A lot of what's going on with React.js Live right now is the same thing. I'm putting in the work. I'm putting my face on the channel, and I'll tell you, a year or two into it, they may not want me on the channel, right? It's like if somebody else would have started it, maybe I would just be a guest once or so. Who knows? Because of the way someone else would produce it. But I'll tell you, as the founder of React.js Live, along with some other smart folks, um, I'd like to see real people talk about code. Certainly, we can have some amazing, well known, famous people in our industry come on the show. That would be amazing. And I think it could happen, and I'm open to it. And I'll seek people out who are doing videos and like to talk live, and they'll probably come right on the show, especially as we grow. I mean, we are at a point, let me bring up in the analytics so there's something to see here. Oh, what's that? Down 39%. Oh, no. On impressions. I'll have to work on that. But our channel in the big picture of things is nothing like anybody else's. It's not taking off to the moon. It's not million viral videos. It's not 5,000, 50,000 shares or views. It's really just usually about 4 live viewers. And I always joke and say it's my mom, my brother, my cousin, and Noe in the other side of the property here. But we have had some successes in some of our videos. And when you kind of look at this real-time activity, that number 510, I've seen it go up over 1,000 and even high as 3,000 at some points. But on average, which we're averaging right now because we didn't do YouTube marketing. In some cases, sometimes we'll take some of our videos and we'll promote them just to kind of get the algorithms familiar with who we are as a channel. That's a really important piece because I don't know. For one reason, I do this stuff because I want to learn React, but also the other reason I want to do it is I want to meet people who do React. And you can only meet so many people at work, or if you're a remote worker, you can only meet so many posts where you're like, "Hey, great job, thanks, I follow your stuff." But when we do the live conversations, it really gets that focus in there, and it leaves an imprint for other people to get to know the people that come on the show. So today I talked to someone, uh, Karan, I'll get his name right, Karen. He's going to come on the show probably this weekend, and he's a React enthusiast. He does R&D. He has a couple projects he does. He's from India, and so we got to figure out our time zones. We've had some other shows with Matt, and Ivan will come on eventually. But we got Matt, we got Brian, we've had Mario. Mario's doing a series with Artificial Galaxies. He's doing the React stuff because I want to do the React stuff, but he's overall just an enthusiast to learn the web. But projects have been sort of born this way. So I really think that the React.js Live channel isn't just about me getting on here for the behind the scenes and what do I think the channel is about, but I think that that's an important content producer because YouTube, like, well, when I make this channel and I do these parts, it's actually we're working for the algorithms now, folks, a little bit, right? Like we want to push things out there that the algorithms are taking notice of, these artificial intelligence algorithms. According to YouTube research that I've done, independent, um, the people who build the algorithms with AI for YouTube don't even understand the algorithm 100%. They just sort of give it an end result or goal that they want, and then the algorithm sort of fills in the blanks. So I've got an interest in search engine optimization because we build engines. Much like if you build cars, you'd be interested in the roads that you drive on. So it all ties in with marketing, and that's one of my strengths. For my day jobs, I run. What are you doing, Buggy? I run an online marketing company, and a lot of the focus has been on real estate marketing lately. But at the end of the day, we're dealing with engines and algorithms, and we're developing marketing strategies like what I call like the 360 campaigns, which are basically you use Facebook, YouTube, and Google. Certainly, there's other places and other websites that you can utilize, like one I'll just mention, and maybe I'll touch on it and get a little more detailed. But you can see it kind of got my big frozen mug up here on the left. Let me bring this side around. Don't knock that over, Buggy. Um, One of the things I've been doing is figuring out how to post and grow a particular, video. And so, what does this have to do with React.js Live? Well, everything to do with React.js Live because we want to create a channel that's interesting enough where that someone sees it and goes, "Why would I want to come on the channel with Chad and talk about React?" Why? If it had just one member, one subscriber, and one video with one view, Nobody would do it, right? But when they see that the channel is growing, and let's take a quick look at that. Buddy, you got to let me do the show, okay? I already put you on. I know you're a sweet boy. Let's take a look at the analytics. So if I go over here and I say, if I right click and go to our channel, it's going to show us that we're live. And then maybe I'll actually bring that link around and I'll start to share it. Now, I've personally been really focused on the YouTube side of things. Come on up. Come on up, buddy. Come here. Come on. You can come up. Come on. Okay. Just be good. Don't get on the mic, okay? So I've been personally focused on YouTube because YouTube is video and we have a chance to eventually monetize, which would be either selling in video advertisements or help some dogs get rescued, which this guy is up for adoption. Very healthy boy. He's eaten nothing but healthy Costco food and had all his shots. Costco, the best dog food at Costco too. Since he was a little guy, maybe he gets some react from hanging around all this stuff we're doing. Okay, bug, you gotta let me do the show, okay? So again, this is behind the scenes. I don't expect anybody to get any epiphanies on React, and your tail's gonna type, isn't it? Here, a little bit furry. I need to give you a brushing. Um, Take a look here, guys. ReactJS Live. We got the domain youtube.com/c/ReactJS Live. We've got 726 subscribers, and I probably have talked to quite a few of them because they came over from our facebook.com/group/ReactJS Live group. And I really appreciate that sort of cyclical way that we have a group that is now on Facebook. Let's go over there. Okay, buddy. Okay. Let's go switch it over to, if we click about and we click ReactJS Live, we're getting close to 3,000 members. And I used to be about the numbers on there, thinking that the more members we have, the more knowledge would flow for React. But you hit a critical mass eventually where you're like, you really only need like five, careful, bud, five, maybe 10 folks, 5 or 10 folks that you know who are really good with the technology. And then that gives you people to talk to, people excited about it, people working on some stuff, people who give you their advice and their influence, and you kind of learn it. So now I'm just kind of rambling here in a way, but just saying like, this community is special to me because I do like the other React.js groups, but there's 35,000 people in there. So if I post in that group and someone likes it and I talk to them and we have a good dialogue or I learn something from them, there's a possibility I'll never see them again with that many people. So I do kind of like the smaller groups. It's a private group, so if you share a question, the whole world's not going to see it. Not that that matters, but it's just a little more private, a little more exclusive. And when you're in this group, there's been absolutely no like negativity, no like. Here we go. I like that. Don't be afraid to play. There's been no negativity, no, bullying or hey, your question's terrible. Like people are very supportive in this group, and that's important. So that's what this React.js live group is. But what I'd like to see this group become more of is not just me going live, but also like you guys going live. So if you ever want to go live in the group and do some coding, go ahead, click the live button right there. Now, if you're not accepted as pre-approved because you haven't posted or whatever, it might go into our queue, but just keep recording, and then I'll see that we have some posts, and I'll moderate some of them right now. I'm setting an IMG source with the primary image, however, React.js requires me to use src equals require, but I'm having troubles to pass the primary inside the require. Can you help me out? Thanks. So I would recommend that questions like these also go over to our Discord where people can be a little more interactive because posts go through people's feeds and, Discord's a little more of a, real-time messaging services platform. So I'm not a big fan of this voiceout. I need help on this post, and then we click over to that. I think you should bring that over to the Discord group as well. So I'm going to invite you over to that. Boy, stop, okay? You don't kind of chew my hand. He's a silly boy. I think he likes the fact that you like getting petted all the time, huh? HTTPS. I made a tiny URL. Oops. Tiny URL / I think it's Discord Tech. That's right. And I think it's going to be more appropriate to not put this in the post feed because it's React.js live, and like on that wall, I want to see live videos. I want to see the streams go out live. I want to see interviews happen. Not interviews, but live code conversations. The interview, people getting confused with like work for a job. It's not that type of interview. It's kind of like, hey, what do you think about React? Hey, I think it's cool. Hey, what have you been working on? Hey, I'm interested in suspense. Or hey, I need to get stronger at hooks. And I keep reading the documentation. I've made a couple sites, but I'd like to be I have a lot deeper knowledge. So I'm going to decline this with respect, but I'm going to actually just say decline and give some feedback and say, hey, Faisal. I don't know if I got his name right. Let me try that again. This darn thing doesn't move. Yeah, Faisal. Hey, Faisal. Sorry about whatever. I hate the way this notice goes through. It's like your post was declined and there's no rules violated. Um, will you join our Discord group and ask there? See you over there. So like we're not that type of group, I don't think, where it's just like, hey, I got something, because some people are gonna see it and they're gonna they're gonna say, hey, why didn't you Google that? Or some people are gonna say, it's just not for everybody. Like a post about, hey, this is the new React suspense, and here's what I saw, and it's got a bunch of good stuff in there. But everybody, if they stop and they consume it, it's valuable. But if we have like a very one-off post that's like, hey, I'm trying to do this or that, then that might not be so beneficial for the wall, and we're React.js live. So I did let this one in so I can kind of notify the group and say, um, hey, um, you you would get better attention on questions like this if you post in our Discord. So you kind of get my point is that I would like to see everybody in React.js live group. I would love to log in one day and see, like, if you go live and you do code for like a half an hour or an hour, and you go ahead and you go live in the group, I'll pre-approve you and you can go live on the wall. Just don't turn it into a commercial too much. Make it about React. Show people that what your skills are and give back to the community. And I would love to log into the React.js live Facebook wall and just see like 15 live feeds going of people doing coding. Like I could jump into any one of the feeds and ask questions, watch you build stuff. It would be so much more it'd just be different than what we see out in the other groups. The other groups, it's like post, 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 and we're all thumbing through these posts and we're learning stuff, and that's great. But video is amazing. Live video is much more compelling because you can actually talk to the person and chat with them, and that's really cool. So, like for instance, right now we have one live viewer, and I'm glad that I can get the message across to one person because if they get the message that React.js Live is about building live content, building code live. Because I really personally, I got to say it again, I'll repeat it a million times. I am kind of tired of always seeing perfect content. I'm really kind of tired of going out on YouTube and seeing like everybody who's made a video with 500,000 views has done it perfectly. I know that those videos need to exist. I know that YouTube is a great tutorial environment for our industry. But I also think that that intimidates people, whether they don't feel it or not, that they want to learn a new technology. And we know the reality is that we Google stuff. Like if you don't know the answer or you can't remember how to manipulate object.keys or get object.values or just want to see a quick example because you're not running around with like a perfect image of everything in the language spec in your head, you use Google. So sometimes there's something you learn when people go ahead and build stuff. And so I've been going live lately to share with you guys. This is React.js live behind the scenes, where occasionally I'll throw out some tips. I'll even take some time and get on my high horse about, interviewing in the industry, I'm not saying I got all the tips. There's plenty of articles for that, but maybe even complain about some of it as being so much different than it was before. But I will say this to you. Nowadays, I really think that a live resume is pretty compelling, and I'm going to end up making one for React for my own credentials, for my own website, for when I go out and pick up clients, or I go work join a long contract. When they're looking at me versus another developer, the same for you. If they're trying to pick up key things that take their time, right? And they're using recruiters and systems and calendaring systems to really run everybody through a system, and it can be so time taking that if you can jump to the front of the line by having a video and someone goes, hey, I can tell the way he talks, I can understand what he has to say, he seems skilled, then you know it's going to help you gain a relationship with the hiring managers and things like that. So live resumes, that's why people make videos, is to share with the community, but it's also because nowadays that's what's up, is that we have these platforms that 5 or 10 years ago, or whenever YouTube, I think YouTube's 14 now, I don't know how old it is, it just really wasn't a platform for you. So let me just get off this high horse and let's get back to talking about React.js Live as a channel. So if you want to go live and talk about React, we've been doing it on the weekends, and you can come on the show. I've got someone coming on named Karan, and he's Karen, and he's gonna join, I think Sunday. And then on Saturdays, I've been in the mornings, I've been working with Mario. And so we can work out time zones. And the point of it is like, it's to have fun and learn React. I mean, take a look at our analytics. Not so impressive, I mean, but also not zero. 40 days ago, we had um, 0 views, and now we've had 9,000 views. Not bad. Someday that'll be 90,000 views. And if it's been a month, I don't think it's going to be 90 months until we get that, because things are picking up. But anyways, I like going live and just kind of saying, just talking from the heart about building what React.js Live is going to be, and then also doing some stuff. So, because once I kind of get into the mood of it, I do this thing with OBS. Let me show you, where you basically click start recording. So then when I start recording, I record a video clip live. So I'm kind of in the mood. I'm live. I've looked at some stuff. I've done some research. And heck, I've been live for probably 25 minutes now and really haven't said anything of great value. I was watching a video by Miguel Coder the other day, and it had comments on it. And Miguel took his time to go talk about database stuff, and like he did some stuff. I didn't watch his whole video, but it was something about build this. It was pretty technical. He puts some deeply technical tutorials together. And the comment that the person left was, hey, here's a tip. Why don't at the bottom of your comments you state when you get into it? Because I spent 7 minutes listening to you talk about X when I came here to learn about Y. And man, I mean, I guess comments are for people to make things like that, but it's like, dude, look, I'll talk for 2 hours and it'll have zero substance, okay? Zero. For like you getting what you came to get. Making video isn't just about what they say, oh yeah, it's about the user and about the audience, and that's important. But like these folks like Josh Fluke, even, who are going live and giving their heart and their soul to the community and letting people get to know who they are, they're becoming iconic. People are starting to feel like they kind of know them. And in fact, people can know them, but then actually talk to them, and they have a very strong connection. Whereas if you never heard of this person or you saw their posts, like, but you never talked to them, like I've never talked to Mosh, like, and I probably never will. But he's been in my spam feeds by so many people pushing his tutorials down my throat, and I love them. They're great tutorials, but it's like I don't know him. But if he went live once a week and I happened to go on one of his live chats and say, "Hey, Mosh, how you doing?" and he said hi to me, the hook that I would have with him would be so deep because I've seen his face a million times. He has good content, and I actually had a hello with him. And so that's the benefit of going live and putting yourself out there, is that people will actually get to know who you are. They'll get a sense of your personality and your passions. And if you do go live and we take comments and people can actually ask you a question or just say hi, then they become hooked. They become friends, and you become hooked with them. It becomes real. even though it's digital and over the web. So what is React.js Live? It's not about a tutorial, or it's not about me, and it's not about you, and it's not about getting the best clicks on whatever. It's about all of it. It's about creating a platform and a community for people to talk and about React. And there's other channels that we have associated, even a Vue channel. So I don't have the time to focus on every single channel, but I do have folks who are building those channels up, like Narendra's over in the Vue.js channel. And occasionally I'll co-host and go over there and see how he's doing. And we do a video and we put it out for the community. So I hope that there's a transformation on Facebook of people going live and interacting with each other, not so just one way. So happy Thanksgiving to you. And from my little boy Rocky here, he's up for adoption. Come on up, bud. You big boy. Yeah. Oh, come on. Let him see your pretty face. I got on live because I made a video. I'd gone live and then I'd made a video. And I want to give you guys a tip now. If anybody's watching, let me let you down. If anybody's watching, I'm going to give you some marketing tips, okay? Boy, you got to get down. You got to get down, buddy. All right. Okay, so I'm kind of building my what I do to get the wheels warmed, and hopefully it doesn't turn into 10 hours for me to make 20 minutes of content, but I do like going live and just sort of talking this out because you kind of overthink things about going live or making perfect content, and there is no end to perfect content out there. For you to go live and say, or to pre-produce and say, I'm going to make the better videos than Mosh, and I keep using him just because I remember his name. Good luck. Maybe you'll do it, but you better get 2,000 people pushing your tutorials down every Facebook channel and every post group and every moderated post, and also by advertising on YouTube, and also make perfect production with perfect audio, and just go for it, and you'll rank, and you'll get up there if that's what you want. But I think what I've gained from React.js Live, which I want you all, anybody watching this video who's learning React, I want you all to benefit from this. We've got people in our Discord group. Let me bring that up over here. Now everybody knows my username. We've got people in our Discord group who are new to the community, and like Bone. Where's he at? He's offline. He's trying to find a job. He might be jumping the gun a little bit, but he did say, "Hey, I'm looking for React work." Who isn't? Who doesn't want to be paid to do the most latest and greatest technology, right? We're always looking for work to do, fun project, work. So that's understandable, and that's where I think you can stand out in the community. Don't just be an icon in somebody's sys tray where it's like, "Hey, I'm such and such. Do you got any work?" Stand out, come out of the shadows and go live. And it doesn't matter if you just learned React yesterday, it doesn't matter. Your journey has a story. So it's like, hey, today I'm going to make my first React application. I was watching ReactCon or whatever it's called the other day, and one of the guys who was speaking about React up on stage said, I think he said 2 years ago I didn't know what React was. He might have even said 4 months ago. I don't remember. It was a very short window of time. And he's like, and here I am on stage talking about React. And he brought up MobX and a bunch of other things. And he's talking as a developer who actually uses it, not just someone who's like solely about it and works for the builds. I mean, for the repo, but just like has an opinion. And so I guess that's the point about us with React.js Live and our other channels. That we've got a JavaScript Live channel, Electron as well, even Angular. All of these platforms are to be produced so that you can become part of something new. And again, this is behind the scenes, so let me show you some behind the scenes stuff. Today, hey everybody, we got a comment. Hey everybody, I'm making a push to be more part of the dev community. I figured I'd ask a group about best practices consuming APIs in React. Specifically, I'm building a page for Etsy shop, an API I can use to list products. You could Google it, but he just wants to talk about it, right? So, like, what did I do? I'm like, you know what? That's a really great question. And I said that too. So I actually searched looking for, what is it? About best practices consuming APIs React. Right there. So I right-clicked, I searched Google, and I got this how to consume a RESTful API in React from Pusher. Now, this may not be what he was looking for, and certainly he could Google this and find this. And this is indicative of what I was saying. This is a perfect post. It's got a perfect walkthrough, a recipe. I mean, who wants to bake a cake by themselves? Who wants to go bake all the time? I mean, once in a while, sure. Go get the skills of building the cake. But eventually, you're going to be at a party with some friends and everybody's making food, and you're like, I'm going to start the cake. And you start making the cake the day before. Like, that's what I'm saying here. You've got a perfect recipe, and you're all by yourself, and then you're going to make this, and now you feel knowledgeable. It's nice to get some tips. So I kind of found this and I thought, gosh, this is such a perfect little tutorial that if I was to look at this and go live and use this as commentary and actually make this, then I can take this video, put it on dev.to. So here's what y'all have been waiting for. You stuck around. I'm sure some of you have done some bigger posts than me and gotten more likes. But basically, go make a dev.to account. Just follow a few people. Get down, boy. Then what I did was I decided I was going to go live while I'm doing my live stream, and I clicked the start recording button in OBS, which is right here, and I basically stayed live, and I said, okay, how you doing? I'm Chad from ReactJS Live, and today we're going to look at doing X. And then we started doing it, and it was super simple and really straightforward, and I followed it. You okay, bud? And I followed the recipe, and then when I was done, I hit stop recording, and while during the live stream, I went and uploaded that to DevTO, and I wrote this article. Let's take a look. Where is it? There we go. Again, it's not going to change the world, and all I did was embed the video, um, let everybody know we had a member from our ReactJS Live group on Discord ask for a basic example. I got that request the other day. We're going to be building your first React website. He might have meant like navigation and sub pages. So I'll do a video, a second one, and I'll link it from this one. But it got enough interest where it had gotten, 15 hearts, 9 unicorns, 10 reading lists. I don't know why. And then also I promoted the group. Boy, I'm live, man. Happy Thanksgiving. Okay, you can come back in my lap. Come on. So for anybody joining in from our four viewers worldwide, I just want to tell you this is the behind the scenes. These videos, they don't get a lot of likes, they don't get a lot of views, but occasionally I stop and I make some decent content. And that's what I did here. I'm not going to say that this is like what I would expect that I wanted to learn from the world, but I made a 17-minute video here, and I posted it embedded on dev.to, an authority website in its own right. And then I shared it on some React.js groups, including ours, and also on some JavaScript groups. And let me just show you the result of it so you can see for yourself why I do all this. Let's go to videos. Come on, buddy. I gotta talk here. Okay, now you're going too far. Now you're going too far. There it is. So it's, again, not gangbusters. 413 views, which I just started 40 days ago, and I remember putting videos up and just like 2 views. One was me, and one was my roommate and business partner. And maybe the third one was this guy. But, oh, you're furry. You know that? But what am I trying to say is that it doesn't take long to figure out how to do the cross marketing. In fact, I'm using vidIQ, which will kind of rank and show you some of the things you should be doing. Okay. Should we take a break? You didn't get enough cuddling last night? I'm going to let you down, okay? Come on, bud. Rocky is he's up for rescue. We've had him since he was a baby. He was rescued in a pack of little puppies. We actually rescue pregnant moms, pregnant dogs, and that are kind of getting close. We found the mom near K38 in Mexico. Hey, and we delivered them all, and they all beat a lot of diseases around in this side of the country, and they all beat him all, and he's got all the shots, and he's a healthy dog. So you can't see him on the camera now, but if you go back a few minutes, you'll see him. Would love to get him a new home. So, but he's welcome here for as long as necessary. And anyways, back on point. When we take a look at vidIQ, let me start it up. I don't know why it's not showing on this video. Maybe I got to click this. I just started using this plugin. They have no problem advertising on everything. Boy, you gotta stop. Let's see, where's the editor? It's not showing up. No tweets found. Historical stats. Okay. So here are the stats from the video. Let me double check OBS and make sure that everything's on the screen. Hoy, it's Thanksgiving. I should be working on the bird, but we're just going over stats. So not the greatest score, 48. You know, 413 views. Hey, some of the other guys out there and gals, they're getting, they're smashing it with thousands of views, but their video's been up 10 months as well. So you just never know. But 183 Facebook likes? Like that was shocking to me because all the video it is of me opening up the command line and doing create React app, showing them an article that I had read that showed you how to do it, and embedding the video over on dev.to and making a small change in the site. And I guess that content is valuable. It isn't why I joined React.js Live and helped found it. It's because I wanted to learn some deeply technical things and get the broad understanding of React.js. With that being said, there are people just coming into that early stage of it, and maybe a video like that is really helpful. So that's what I'm trying to tell you is that you too can learn to market yourself doing that model. Make a 10, 20-minute video, show off how to do something, I guess, pretty basic, then put it up on dev.to, and then share the video link also on the social medias. Like 183 Facebook likes is a lot, and so it's really now yesterday this thing said that it said great. I don't know why it's now gone down to good for engagement rate. It probably means had more traffic and maybe less watch time, some sort of metric, and I can understand why. It's not the most organized video. It's got a couple hiccups, and actually in the scene, a fly actually flies and hits me right on the head, and I try to swat it. Like maybe I don't know. Maybe users don't want to watch that. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can see that part. There's also some interesting conversation about these. I'm gonna mute this. So, what was the point of this video? I figured at one point I was going to actually make some content. Usually it takes me a little while to kind of drink some coffee. Obviously, I like to talk like 10,000 words. But another thing I'm doing for the channel is I'm putting in work against the algorithms. The algorithms are going to recognize that we're doing long videos. We're consistently creating. I'm going to see the fly scene. I think I found it. There it is. I wish we could do that in slow motion. Let's watch it in slow motion, guys. Playback speed. Real slow. Here we go. Here comes the fly. This is hilarious. When you got a dog rescue on the property, occasionally a fly sneaks in the house. Where's the fly, man? Come on. We don't got all day. Waiting, waiting, waiting. I feel like he's coming. Here it comes. Oh! Right there at 104. He got away, though. He got away with that. Let's see. What's the time? 109. Boom. Right there at 108. Okay. I'm gonna have to share that around with some friends. Let's make a little clip. I'm such a dork. I'm going live. This is behind the scenes of making a video that's gonna get to about 500 views. Whoop-de-doo. But you saw the model, right? Here we go. One. Okay, let's stop right there. The model is like you don't have to go live and then make sub content. But like sometimes you go live and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make it, or you decide no, go live. I'm just gonna make the video, and you're like, okay, let's make the video again. Okay, let's make the video again, and you're like, okay, the fifth video out of the fourth video, let me put it up, and you overthink it, and you're like, why did I make that video? It wasn't even content that I care about. Like what I care about is like a lot of things, but like I'm gonna make a series, and that's part of what I wanted to talk about behind the scenes. Is some of the things I care about. Before I get into that, let's check out the fly attack. Come on, here it comes. Boom. You see the guy coming right out of there. What happened? It's like further back in time. Boom. Okay, I don't know. I'm such a goober. Like, why am I doing this? Something. Boom. There he is. He's the second. I actually paid this fly to be in the video and make it seem real. Okay, so that this wasn't pre-produced. What's up? Do you want to go outside? Okay, guys, hold that thought. I'm gonna let Rocky outside. Let me pull up a YouTube video, and we're gonna randomly look up. I don't think we can watch some SNL stuff. Look at my face. Let's see. Let's go to. You can tell I've been watching some really high quality content. Let's go to our channel, and meanwhile, we're gonna play. We'll play that video, the one that's gotten over 400 something views in the past 24 hours. That's pretty good. I mean, for a beginner, let's see how we do. Let's unmute. We got a Facebook group. That'll give us some filler. Okay, let me let my pup out. ReactJS Live, where we show all sorts of React technology. We've got a Facebook group, which is facebook.com/ReactJS Live. We've also got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/t/ReactJS Live. And we've got a new website that we're working through with an SEO series using Next.js. Guess what the domain is? It's reactjslive.com. So, welcome today. We're going to be doing a short video for once because I love to talk and I love making all types of videos. We're going to do building your first React website. We had a member come in and ask us live yesterday, I think it was, and say, hey, can you just do the basic walkthrough? And we're live streaming, but I'm also recording locally, and then we're going to stop that local record and try to bring that video up and finish out creating an article on dev.to, which is a community that I really like. So let's stay focused. And basically, let's kick it off and say, look, you want to make a React website? You're going to Google it, and then it's going to say building, I don't know, your first React website. You can see it there. I already typed that, and guess who's going to pop up at the top? It's going to be dev.to, building your first React website. So there it is. Now you can go through this. It's got some great info. It's got the commands that you run. Literally, to build a website, you basically use the command line interface called Create React App, and it's going to pull down everything you need to do the scaffolding that you need, and get you set up, and even give you a little local web server, and you can run it all local host. To host your website, you can do things like if you do a Next.js app, it's a framework that's for React, which I've been doing a lot lately. You can use the command line interface that comes with that and push it straight to Zit. Or you can do this Create React app and push it straight to Netlify. With all that said, you can also host the same compilation over on GitHub, which is where I do a lot of my static sites. If you need Node.js and you want to run like the actual server side of Node with your application, you may want to look at something like Zit, or I think I got to check Netlify. I don't know, but let's stay focused. Today's whoops,
Get down. Get down,
sorry,
buddy.
zooming out the angle. Today's
It's starting to rain.
demo is creating a React website.
Okay.
Super easy to
Hopefully
do,
that
right?
hopefully that didn't mess
You
up the.
join the site, you CD to it. So behind the scenes, React.js Live gives me a chance to go live and just talk and just kind of have a free flow of thought. Gives me a chance to share some of the dogs that we have rescued and that are up for adoption to the right folks. The 24 dogs we have on the property, I've helped rescue each one of them, help them through some tough diseases that they beat. Usually it's parvo. It's a very common disease in this country, in Mexico. Most of the dogs are not inoculated, so it's in the air, it's in the ground, it's in the ground for years. There's just no getting the dogs away from it. And to help, but I can tell you that I know how to have it help a dog beat parvo. And so this little guy, he's got all his shots. He's been through some tough stuff. But he's got the best opportunity to be an amazing dog for a family that wants to bring him in, and just give him lots of love. So otherwise, he can stay here, but you are taking up a space. There's some other dogs we can bring into your space because you're a good boy. But you're also kind of taking me off my subject here. So have I given any tips? I don't know. Have I given some weight to the algorithms? Yeah. We work for as search engine optimization, we work for these AI algorithms that it's like how much linking and how much engagement and how many shares and how much weight and content are you producing. So I do get on and I talk about the spirit of what React.js Live will be, and I am going to try to make a clip right now about um, I think about React with Electron. Now, a lot of people say, why Electron? Why not? JavaScript, Chromium, and Node.js, and you throw React in there. I mean, these are tooling and tool sets and languages and components and libraries we already work with. So, why Electron? Probably the tool that you're using to code in while you listen to this video. It was probably made in Electron. Visual Studio Code is made with it, GitHub Desktop, Slack, Skype, a lot of the installers that you're using nowadays. I'm sure there's something else that I've missed that's also been made in Electron. And I like making little desktop browser apps because you get the Chromium headless browser built into that engine, and you can do things like WebView on your desktop, and you can do hybrid applications. So it's something that I really like a lot. It's something I know enough about. It's something that I think is getting popular enough that another, you know, 10 or 20-minute clip about basically using the Create React app slash quick start boilerplate for Electron will help some folks at least get attracted to it. See that, hey, if Chad's doing it, I can do it. And then we've got a group that we're actually live streaming to right now that is the Electron group as well. So, why all the groups? Well, people join groups for different reasons. They want to learn JavaScript, but they don't realize that they need to learn React, or that they want to learn React, or then they're jumping right in and they want to learn React. Or they're like, hey, I'm a Node.js full stack developer, but I want to learn a little more about React. I'm glad you brought it up on the channel. Or there's the Electron folks who are like either coming from Angular background, Vue, or React, or Node, but they're like, why this thing called Electron? And that's the reason why. It's a hybrid desktop application. So it's very cool. What's up, buddy? You're such a good boy. I don't know if I want to give you away, but we got to make room for more guys. And you can go see the United States. You're a good boy. All right, I'm going to check in with my friend and colleague Noe, who helps me a lot with the channel and also with the dog rescues. He's got his own company on the property where he does fabrication, but he's very supportive of the channel and a lot of our go lives. So let me check in with him on. Can you get down, please? That's not for you. You stay off the table. Off. Good boy. Off. Off. Come on. Everybody wants to see you're well behaved. Let's open Discord. And I'm going to send Noe a message here. See if we got something going on over here. Oh, we got a new member. Let's welcome them in. I can't tell who that was. Welcome. And then let me send Noe a message. I like it when you just cry for no reason. There's no reason to cry. I fed you. Hey, it's starting to rain. Should we? Whoops. I didn't mean to do the yo. Should we bring the doggos in the casa? And that might preclude us from making a hey, welcome to the group. Something just fell down from the wind. The winds are picking up out there. That might preclude us from making the live React, I guess, 20-minute video. But when the dogs are in the house, they might make, because we got a couple back rooms and it gets real rainy and cold here. We have nice little warm spaces for them. We bring them all in, so it can get a little bit loud. But we'll do our best. We'll do our best to make some content for the engines, for the people, for ourselves. It's good times. I am going to double check our analytics. They say don't check them so often, and I just can't help myself. I have to thank you guys for all of the subscriptions. 776 members blows my mind. I had no idea that we would get so many subscriptions so quickly. Right now we have 22 active viewers. These are just higher numbers. You can see that we've had some real growth, mostly from that post, but also this live code conversations with Mario and Chad. Let's take a look at that video. It kind of tailored off, but it got picked up by the YouTube algorithms, which is really fun. But then it just kind of flattened out. And you can kind of see here we've had, We landed on the browse feature. We landed on channels features and other features. Suggested videos, 14%. We've had some spikes. 400 hours watch time, not bad. I mean, almost half, I guess actually half of our watch time. It's also gotten us 13 subscribers. It's cool. 3,000 views. I mean, whatever we did in this video, Mario, if you're watching, we got to do it again because what a successful video to make. Um, does say audience retention. This is a 1 hour and 15-minute video. My goodness. So yeah, I mean, I think I might. I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm like, maybe I want to end the live feed and then come back and then actually do some actual coding and make some stuff. But let's see what. Okay, okay, if you say so. Cool. Then I might produce an actual vid. So why not just create content about content? So some of the things I've been wanting to do, and I'll probably do it live here because eventually you can always pull clips of everything. I'm just going to call that Node X0, I guess. One of them is I'd like to do some sort of a project with the 500 React questions. The other one I want to do is review top videos to learn stuff on YouTube. Now, I don't want to turn into a troll, but I do still feel like there's sometimes you can make some jokes. But I'll respect the folks that are out there that are leading the charge and not make any jokes. We'll just look at videos and be like, oh, this looks really good for learning how to do. But occasionally, I do some jokes. I can't help it. We do some shout outs, I guess. I don't know. Like Josh Fluke. He's someone I've watched a bunch of hours of his content because he goes live. He tells his story. He talks from the heart. He's built his community. He has his people. And I never thought, oh, am I going to be a YouTuber? In fact, I still don't think I'm going to be. But I think it sort of sucks you in. Some parts of it are like a game, like self producing, creating content, learning the systems, learning how it works. And then also the numbers start coming, and then you kind of get addicted to that video game of it, if you will. So, shout out to Josh Fluke, because I was on his channel live the other day, and I said hey to him. I said, hey man, first time live on your channel, good to meet you. And he said, hey, what's up, Chad? You know, and like so many people on the web, I think at times I could be judgmental. Like I like some of his videos, but the more I watch some of his videos, the further back I see him as like a real person and more of like an actor or someone producing content. But I just don't really have my head into the fact that he's a real person on the other side of a camera making his content and self-producing. I know that, but you kind of forget when you watch more and more content and you never have a conversation. But the minute I talk to someone on live chat is like I become hooked. Just enough to know that they're real. That it's not like they're not arrogant, where it's like I've got 50, 500,000 subscribers and I don't even say hi to people. Like I won't be your fan. I might watch your content, I might take your tips, but I'm not going to subscribe and I'm not going to come back. So Josh, it's like much like a guy named Chase Rayner, where it's like I had heard about him through certain channels, and I was on the fence. But then I started watching their videos, and I was like, okay, I learned some stuff, but I'm still like, who is this person? They have their videos. They kind of, depending on who I'm talking about, they might seem a little arrogant. Josh didn't seem that way, but just a little bit confident. And then all of a sudden, you go live and talk to this person, and like then like with Chase Rayner, he ended up calling me one day, and I knew we'd talk eventually because I added value to his community. I became part of his world, and so same with Josh Fluke. He's got lots of people who love him, but if I put in the work and get to know him, and I might invite him on the ReactJS show one day. And in fact, I did convert my account. I know Josh isn't watching this, but let's say he someday does. Which would that be so random, right? 2 hour video like this, and it's in the middle of nowhere, and he's having to watch it, and he sees his name. It's not going to happen. But you never know. So the thing with him is, I switched over to the ReactJS Live account. I know he has some React experience, and I said to him, "Hey, we're doing live coding, and we do all skill levels. If you want to come on the show and live code with us." And he stopped and he thought about that, and he said, "No, I'm not a very good coder, so no, but I would like to do live video." editing. But then he's like, "Let me see your channel," and I could tell on YouTube he went and he kind of looked for us. Maybe we didn't pop up, maybe we did. Maybe he's like, "What is this?" You know. And maybe if he looks again in the months to come, and there's like many more subscribers, which there will be, and many more people who've come on live, then he'll be like, "Oh, then it's not such a big deal." It's like they got lots of people. We're not trying to get famous studio typers on here. We're trying to get people who like React, and he's one of them. He likes to build React. I mean, come on the show and ask a question. Be like, "Can you explain use state to me a little bit, or show me yet another example? I've used it twice." And I'm in that same boat. There's areas where I've used lots of React, and then there's areas where I'm very, very new, and I'm not afraid to talk about it live on ReactJS Live. Like, who cares? Um, there's gonna be a time when I understand all of React, and by the time I do, it'll probably be well on its way to being. Maybe it'll hopefully be number one. But I mean, much like things like jQuery, they came and they supposedly went, but they're still around. And React came on the scene. It's been around 7 years, but it's very popular now. And there will be a time where I feel like I'm pretty solid, pretty intermediate with it. I'm on my way to intermediate. Definitely not beginner, but it's my journey. So enough about me. I want to do the 500 React questions um, series where I feel like we can chop up some video and actually go over that. So in the live feeds, I might just start doing parts of these and then later on come back and clip them and put them into playlists, or I might even do sub videos, like I said, where I sub record and then do an upload and actually produce it. We're all leaning towards basically sloppily creating content by creating massive amounts of it, and then in between stopping and saying, let's be organized here. I'm going to do something organized, and I'm going to make something, and then push that up, and then sort of help market that. Like I just kind of made that point about the how to make a React.js live website, like the beginner video. So shout out to Josh Fluke. Um, let's go over to his channel. Come on, get down, boy. Do I gotta let you out? What is it? Do you want to get adopted and go to the United States? You're a good boy. Okay, can you come over here? Let me type. Thank you. Okay. So, no, you can't sneak back up there. Josh Fluke, React.js. So certainly his videos are going to pop up. What's the minimum JavaScript needed to learn React? Hopefully he doesn't get mad that we're going to play some of this. I don't think so.
Hey, I created this beautiful logo for my bike shop.
Surprised it's not in Spanish.
Check it out. Go to Wix.
If I ever could live my life and never watch another Wix video, no thanks. I'm sure it's an amazing platform.
When someone's hiring you as a junior developer, they're hiring you based on your potential value, not at what you bring to the table. They want to see something in you. Some people, they hire you for what you can do right now, but the majority of people hire you based on potential. They're like, oh, he learned all this. Yeah, you can probably help us out a lot. What's going on, guys? I got new lighting. I got a new mic. I'm kind of far away from the camera, so I got a wide-angle lens here. You can see the entire RGB desk. I need more. Yeah, I know. But I'm trying to up that quality.
Cool.
I'm tired of being a 38,000 subscriber YouTuber. I want to be in the millies. I want to be with the big boys. So I got to figure out how to up my game, and that's what I'm trying to do.
We're gonna give him a like.
This video is about how much JavaScript do you need to know to get to React. And
Look at all these comments.
And say that this entire video could be like each one of the topics that I'm going to mention could be like their own little Udemy subchapter, like 12, 14 minutes long, 20 minutes long. I'm all about practicality, getting what you need to get your foot in the door, and then take that time after you have the job to take like a deeper dive. I think it's more beneficial to create some like sense of urgency to learn as many skills as you can and apply to as many jobs as you can. And then once you get that interview, land that interview, get a chance for a conversation. All right, you can meet me, see if I'm a culture fit. It's going all right, and then after that, you can take a deeper dive while you're at work, while you have the time to do it, while you have the proper mentors around. So I know it's like as deep as a puddle, as wide as an ocean type approach, and I mean, if you're applying for a senior job, then you need to know technology, like to the T, that's your niche, right? But we're talking about getting your foot in the door. What do you need to know in JavaScript just to get to React, just to be able to understand React, just the basic core concepts of JavaScript and things that you'll see in React. And I ran this by a few people in Discord, and they seem to agree, so it's not just my personal opinion. I tried to include everything. I'm sure I'll forget something, and you guys will let me know in the comments, like you do always, and I appreciate that. So for vanilla.js, what are the fundamental core core concepts that you need. You need recursion, you need closures, you need loops, and you need conditionals. These are not optional. These are very, very important. You will see this in you will see this in every language. I would say almost every language. This exists in every language, not just JavaScript, but these are core to React. You absolutely 100% need these, and you can find all of these on like Free Code Camp. There's a free Udacity course that someone linked. I'll put that in the description. It's like getting started with the fundamentals of JavaScript. I'll link that. And then there's probably like some free Udemy courses that you could take to learn the fundamentals of JavaScript. Fundamentals of JavaScript are so common now that there's just so many free ways to learn those. So I'll repeat that again. We got recursion, closures, loops, conditionals. You're also going to need to know about package managers and Yarn, also Webpack and Babel and what they do. We have to set up a local environment. It's not dragging your HTML file over to your browser anymore and then watching that run. You have to make a little local server that emulates an actual website. Like, it's not hosted anywhere, but it's emulating that on your own computer. It's called a local host. You're going to need to know AJAX. AJAX is a core concept to not just JavaScript, not just React, but HTTP requests, asynchronous code in general. You're going to need to know that 100%. So go to the Giphy, type in Giphy documentation, Giphy API, look at the example text at the bottom there, copy that, sign up for an API token, paste that into the little thing that you just copied, paste that into your console, paste the second line, the xhr.done,
It's getting windy out there.
and then you'll get an object, and you'll see you just did your very first AJAX request with xhr. But there's so many different ways to do AJAX stuff, and then if you dive deeper into AJAX, you have things like promises. Take a deeper dive into promises if you want, but almost every framework has their own way of handling promises built in. You're probably not going to be doing promises like vanilla promises when you're working on a React job. You'll probably be using Axios or built-in jQuery AJAX functionality. But take a look at promises. You should at least know the concept of what they are. You're not going to be probably writing them from scratch, though. And then we have async await. So if you're new to the whole AJAX thing, maybe glance at that, try to figure out what the difference is. It's still a little bit confusing to me, even because it's so new. I think it came out in ES 7, ECMAScript 7. It's actually pretty new, but the code is
Not sure about
short.
that.
Obviously, there are like the bare bones data structures that you need in JavaScript. You're going to need to know the differences in objects, arrays, object manipulation, array manipulation. You're going to need to know methods, right? So functions on objects. In JavaScript, you don't have to define the type of variable that you are creating, but you should still understand that there are constants, there is a let, there is a var, and you should figure out what all of that means. You're also going to need to know about scope and how global scope and lexical scope work. So global scope is when you can access anything. It's like a global variable, anything can access it. Then you have lexical scope, which is variables that are inside of functions, and then functions inside of functions, and the scope of variables that can only just Google lexical scope. I'm just going to confuse you if I keep talking about it. Just Google lexical scope, research that, and then Google global scope. You're going to need to know that and how that works. All right, you're going to need to know ES6. You can write React in regular JavaScript, but ES6, I would say, is industry standard right now. So you're going to need to know classes, you're going to need to know imports, exports, arrow functions, spread operator, and there's probably something else that I'm missing. But ES6,
Map.
let, and constant variables, for example, you're going to need to know those as well. Functional methods. So the top 3 functional methods I would say that you need to know in JavaScript are .map, .filter, and .reduce. And each one of these have their own use cases, and I would say the best way to research those is just go to MDN. So Mozilla Developer Network, go to MDN, type in MDN.map, MDN whatever, right? And it'll give you some examples. And you can go to W3 Schools, and they'll give you kind of like a general overview. But if you want to deep dive into what these methods do in JavaScript, go to MDN. They'll give you all kind of example problems, and then we'll even talk about some of the gotchas about when you might want to use this, but that's actually not a good use case. And so MDN is a pretty good resource. So lastly, what you're going to need to know is destructuring. And so you'll see this at the top of a lot of React files. Import React DOM from React or something like that. So you're importing pieces of modules from actual files rather than importing everything from certain files. Just so Google destructuring and what that looks like, and definitely going to need that. I think my backlight just went out because it ran out of battery. So those are like the technical skills that I think that you need to know, bare minimum, to get into React, because you're going to be using AJAX requests. You're going to be doing AJAX requests in React, and then you're going to be getting that data, and you're going to be putting that data into your state, or you're going to be putting that into Redux, and then you're going to be using that data throughout your application, and that's so fundamental to React. It's a front end. I would say it's a framework, but it's not. It's a library. It's a front end library, and AJAX is like the core to it, right? So you're loading people's data, you're mounting components, unmounting components, you're changing the page on basically just requests all day long or on certain event listeners. And so AJAX is probably the most fundamental thing that you'll need to know. React is going to look a little weird, and then React has its own thing with state that you'll have to figure out. And to understand state, you're going to need to understand objects and arrays, and you're going to have to map out the data that you get from an AJAX request onto your page. So the .map method, what I was talking about earlier, filter and reduce for different cases if you're trying to shrink that data that you're getting back from the AJAX request. And then vanilla.js, recursion, closures, loops. You're going to be writing a lot of loops, and you're going to be writing a whole lot of conditionals for event listeners. If the person clicks this button, or if his name is this, or if the password checks out, or whatever. So those are the core concepts that I think you need to know, just bare minimum, just to get into React. I'm trying to make this video as concise as possible, upfront as possible. I would mention this for all you guys out there working on projects. I wouldn't let perfection get in the way of productivity. So you're out there working on projects, you're doing vanilla.js stuff. All right, good. Get it done. Put it on your GitHub. Unless you know that you're going to have an interview and they're going to take a deep dive into that, styling every line of code, line by line, you're going to have to explain it, right? Just move on to the next project. Don't get stuck in the perfection zone when the last 20% or 50%.
Siempre se necesita gente que sepa ocupar Java. Sabes, deberías tomar cursos en línea.
15% is going to take you 3 weeks to do, and you're pretty much done. And I'm kind of being a proponent of good enough, and I know people would disagree, like, well, you should never be good enough. Good enough is never the answer, and I agree with that. But when you're trying to get your foot into the door of these jobs, you just want to get as many skills as possible so that you can land as many interviews as possible, so that you can have a conversation with the person interviewing you, and you can explain yourself like, look, I learn and I love to learn, and look at all these other skills I've learned. I just need opportunity and money, basically, or whatever your reason is, right? You need money. There's some sense of urgency there. I would recommend, if you don't have a sense of urgency, create that sense of urgency. But when you're explaining that to the person interviewing, like, look, man, I'll learn whatever you want. I just need the time to learn it, and I'm just kind of learning everything that's interesting to me, and I'm building projects on this, and I just want a chance. That's your best bet. So that's my advice. Don't get stuck in the zone of perfection. Don't let it get in the way of
That's
productivity.
good.
This happens to me with videos a lot. For example, last night, no one cares, but I spent like 3 hours editing like a hologram, and I realized it was going to take me another 8 hours to get it finalized where it didn't look cheesy. So I decided to scrap it, and I just walked around my house and filmed videos with my dogs. Really what it comes down to.
I liked him, dude. He's real. I'm starting to like him. Like I said, I talked to him live the other day on his stuff. He became real to me rather than just someone making content that's getting lots of views and shares. So how cool is that he's able to? I guess he makes a living doing YouTube stuff. I don't know, but he definitely He's well known. He's self-produced. That's cool. So are we gonna make some content right now? Let's see what else. Can you get down, boy? I'm gonna take you outside, okay? You can go play with Noe. Let's let his video run, and we're gonna let this guy out. Come on, boy.
Lifeblood as a developer, but when someone's hiring you as a junior developer, they're hiring you based on your potential value, not at what you bring to the table. They want to see something in you. Some people, they hire you for what you can do right now, but the majority of people hire you based on potential. They're like, oh, he learned all this. You could probably help us out a lot, and so that is what. That's just my 2 cents. I think I'm just ranting now. Hopefully this video is helpful. Just keep those things in mind. And if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of this cool lighting before my backlight died and this new microphone quality. I hope it's awesome. And, if you think this could help somebody, maybe share the video or whatever. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next one.
know many people are curious about who I am and how I approach my work.
Okay, off the table. Okay.
This is a class for those who want to understand my leadership style and then understand the experiences that have helped me become an effective leader.
Love that page. Triple thumbs up.
You need someone who can push you, that isn't pulling you back.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. Someone left a comment on my last video that I should do a video on how to be a freelancer in 2019.
Nah,
what sort
let's
of
not watch this.
skills you need to know.
So Josh Fluke, check him out. He's self-produced. He's a developer, and that's good. He's a cool dude, and he's a real dude. He's really live, and he's really hustling. Come on up. Come on up here, buddy. Everybody, this is Bandit. Come on, big boy. He's little. He's a little dog. Now, he's the brother of Rocky, who you just saw, and he's half the size. I don't know how that happened, but he is a sweet, sweet boy also. Very healthy. He's had all his shots. He's currently in Baja, Mexico, and we can bring him anywhere in the United States. And he's looking for a nice home. And he's one of my dogs, one of the 24 rescues. But we're really hoping to find the right families for these doggies and let them, get the attention that we give them a lot of attention here, but let them get the family that they, like if he's got one or two buddies, like other dogs in the group that he could go live with and a family, a nice sized family that can give him lots of love, I think it'll be a good story for him. He's very happy here. He's got lots of brothers and sisters here because we always rescue in packs, usually like puppies, like groups of puppies that have been, neglected or abandoned. So we take them on and we raise them and we train them and teach them how to be good dogs. But in order to make room for more dogs that really do need help too, it's time for him to maybe find a home. So go ahead and look at the camera here, boy. Look, take a look. No, up here, up here. Come on, up. There you go. No, not in my face. And there you go. No, in the camera. Okay. Will you go over there? Will you go play a little bit? I'm gonna make a video. Okay. I'm finally gonna produce something. Such a sweet boy. Okay, come on back. So this is behind the scenes of ReactJS Live, and this is Bandit. I like to call him Bando. And he's just, you feel like sometimes you act like you're a 20-foot tall dog, huh? But you're just a little boy. You're just a little boy, huh? We're going to find you a home. You're a good boy. Okay, come on over here. Come on, boy. Oh, you're so cute. Come in here. Come on. Come on. Will you go in your bed, please? Come here, little buddy. There you go. That's a good boy. What a good boy. All right, we're going to make a video. I think I want to finish out my thoughts and then I'll probably close out the live video. I'm not really sure what valuable content we really created other than data for the algorithms and anybody who popped in for a minute and kind of got an idea about what we're doing at ReactJS Live. What we do is I'm clearly being the one who's like, we don't got to make perfect content. We don't have to make everything perfectly produced. People are welcome to come on and we do live coding. Usually it's on the weekends. We do live coding sessions. They're about an hour to an hour and a half long. A lot of times the first one we do together, I'll get to know you. The second one we do together, it's usually project-based and actually coding. And I like to try to bring a third person in so that we can all three be coding, or I can tell bad jokes, or I can help coordinate whatever, or we can just sort of support each other as we're coding. I think it makes for some interesting content and it's fun. So that's what ReactJS Live is doing with live code conversations, but we're also starting to produce video. So with no further ado, I've kind of talked about some of the videos that I care about, or content like series that I want to produce. Now, Brian Barber was talking to me about he wants to do something live, something about a game that he's working on in JavaScript, and he wants to use Next.js, and I think that's freaking awesome. I can't wait until ReactJS Live, for which he's able to, he can publish to it too. And if you're watching this and you like making videos and you want to do a code series, I'll give you access to publish to React.js Live and go ahead and start putting up your videos and we'll put them under a series. It doesn't always have to be me sitting there organizing the discussion and even helping the code. We just would like to make more content for those React enthusiasts out there. And again, for our almighty uh, YouTube algo. So let's take another look. They got me constantly checking the algorithm. They're pretty smart where they won't show you real time, because they make you wait a couple days. But you can see here that we've had some bars up like around 11 to 12. We had as many as 23 folks. We're now entering into 12 to 12:25, and we've only had one. So it kind of starts to show the audience that there's a certain amount of people available this time, and then they just dropped off, and it must have been boring when I was talking about it. I don't know, but let's try to get it exciting again. So we're gonna do some pre-clip tests. Let me check my shirt. Probably got dog paws all over it. Let's see if we can get another fly to hit me right in the face like the last video I produced. And let's make a list of things that we'll be making over time. So the 500 React questions, I'm going to go get that. It's 500 React questions. And it's this one here. So I think what I'll do is I'll announce that I'm going to be making these project series. Then I'll save them and upload them and tag them in a playlist. And then we'll come back to them. So this one can be pretty easy. So let's take a look and let's do that. You ready? So 500 React questions. They're actually interview questions. It's something people really care about. So where should I start? On Google. And I'm gonna bring OBS up here. And let me do a couple kickoff starts. How you doing? I'm Chad with ReactJS Live, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about a series we have coming up called 500 React Interview Questions. So thanks for checking in today. We're going to show you just the beginning of it and where you can get to see these questions and see that we're going to go over them in a series of videos coming up soon. So let's just take a quick look. This is just a short video to give you an intro and to kind of kick off the series. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm ready. And if I mess up, I'll just stop the recorder and I'll start again. Okay, let's do it. This live and then the really live stuff is just it's so weird that like the browser's being cut off. Google, I guess, expects us to work at a certain resolution width. So I will take less real estate. Google, I hope you're happy. And we'll give it a little bit more. There we go. And then I'll bring the camera a little bit closer. There we go. All right. On one and a two and a 500 React interview questions. Okay. How you doing, everybody? I'm Chad Collins with, I don't like it. Let's stop. Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. I'm Chad with ReactJS Live, and today I'm going to talk about a series that we have coming up called 500 React Interview Questions. So with no further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and go live here because we're ReactJS Live, and I'm going to show you a really cool GitHub that I found when you go 500 React Interview Questions. So here's the GitHub right here, and we're going to go ahead and check it out. And what I see here, folks, and I've used this before, is a list of really in-depth React interview questions, quote unquote, but they're deeply technical, some not so deep, but primarily there's some tough questions in here to learn, and a lot of diagrams and a lot of information, and they're keeping this repo up to date. So I just wanted to announce that we're going to make a mini series in our ReactJS Live channel, which is at youtube.com/c/ReactJS Live. We also have a Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/ReactJS Live. And we have a new website we're building in Next.js called ReactJSLive.com. So that's the promo and that's the background, and we're going to build a series. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're out there looking to learn React and you're looking for a new contract job or full time and you want to learn React and you're looking around for tutorials and things to figure out, I really think that this React interview questions and answers is a really, really good additional item in your tool set to do that. So stay tuned for the series coming up. We'll be announcing them on our channel, and we will occasionally just go over, maybe answer 10 or 20 of them at a time, or go through the demos and examples, and just wanted to make that part of the React.js Live series. So there you go. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to smash that like button. Wait, smash, where is it at? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And thanks again for those that have. I appreciate you very much. Okay, so not the greatest video in the world, but I mean, and I could have kept the repo up, but it's part of the series that we're gonna do. Okay, so now that's done, and I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna grab this PC and go to videos, and let's give a watch back and see if it's cringeworthy. Hello, everyone. I'm Chad with ReactJS Live, and today I'm going to talk about a series that we have coming up called 500 React Interview Questions. So with no further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and go live here because we're ReactJS Live, and I'm going to show you a really cool GitHub that I found when you go 500 React Interview Questions. So here's the GitHub right here, and we're going to go ahead and check it out. And what I see here, folks, and I've used this before, is a list of really in-depth React interview questions, quote unquote, but they're deeply technical, some not so deep, but primarily there's some tough questions in here to learn, and a lot of diagrams and a lot of information, and they're keeping this repo up to date. So I just wanted to announce that we're going to make a mini series in our React.js Live channel, which is at youtube.com/c/ReactJSLive. We also have a Facebook group. It's facebook.com/groups/ReactJSLive. And we have a new website we're building in Next.js called ReactJSLive.com. So that's the promo and that's the background, and we're going to build a series. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're out there looking to learn React and you're looking for a new contract job or full time and you want to learn React and you're looking around for tutorials and things to figure out, I really think that this React interview questions and answers is a really, really good additional item in your tool set to do that. So stay tuned for the series coming up. We'll be announcing them on our channel, and we will occasionally just go over, maybe answer 10 or 20 of them at a time, or go through the demos and examples, and just wanted to make that part of the React.js Live series. So there you go. Thanks a lot, and don't forget to smash that like button. Wait, smash, where is it at? Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel, and thanks again for those that have. I appreciate you very much. Hey, man, you know, it takes decades to get these things right on YouTube, I guess. So I think we're going to roll with that one. I'm going to go over to YouTube, and I'm going to upload that to React.js Live. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a playlist called 500 React Questions, interview questions, and that will allow folks to, you know, get into this, know that it's there. We can learn it together, talk about it in our Discord group. It's tinyurl.com/Discord Tech will take you to our Discord group where all of our tech channels folks are joining in over there. Let me go ahead and go to this PC and then go to videos, and it's going to be the last one there. And we'll run that upload, and I'll do some tagging and some SEOing, and I'll probably make a post on dev.to, or I might do a couple of these announcements of these series and then put that post up one time on dev.to rather than making just a bunch of small ones. So let's come up with a title for this. It's going to be called React.js Live 500 React. Okay, it's kind of redundant. Interview questions.
interview. Okay. Do they have a description? Cha 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 cha. Kind of feel like just being lazy and borrowing theirs. Nope. Do they? Where's the README? Well, okay, we're gonna have to think. Um, 500 React.js live. Oops, React.js interview questions. Not moderated. Kept on GitHub. Kept up to date and being improved often is definitely a great way to learn React and master some of the deeper concepts and, of course, help you in the interviewing process. Um, let's give attribution to the team there. At least there's a bunch of people that have been working on it. So let's do attribution to for and the team working on the repo. Cool. So we say React.js live. We will have a oh, we got a link. I can't link to ourselves. It's kind of silly. Um, let's link to the Facebook group. Check out our Facebook at https facebook.com/group/react.js live or on Discord at tinyurl.com/ I couldn't think of a better name, Discord Tech. Okay, I guess it's ready. So let's go next. Add an end screen. Do we have one? Promote your content on mobile and desktop. Got it. It's going to be the end screen. Don't see. The end screen. I have no idea. ReactJS live. It's so windy outside right now. Let's just return to the studio. I think I might have messed up the video. Add an end screen. Let's not do that. Promote related content at the end of your YouTube. Oh, not right now. Publish now. Okay, that works. Wait, what? Public. Public. Publish. I think I'll end up putting this on Facebook. We have an upcoming one of many playlist series, and this one is called React. Look at my face. JS Live 500 interview questiones. It's Spanish for you guys that don't know. And share it on newsfeed. Share that to the ReactJS Live group. Yeah, and boom, it's on its way. I guess I can share to more places. Okay, so there will be other series, and that one I'd sort of anticipated building up another one for and actually doing some coding, but since today's Thanksgiving, I'm feeling kind of lazy We got some food in the kitchen. So I think I'm going to take a break. And as often, I'm just going to probably regret making such a long video and wondering if I made enough content. But I just hope that the folks out there in our community, I mean, there's thousands of us in our groups, that you guys get to know me enough that you can talk to me. And you come into our Discord group. Don't be afraid to talk about tech with everyone. Let's get to know you and get to know me. Let's make some cool stuff. Let's do some live coding. I'll know that we're successful when we're booked up on the weekends and we're just all live coding and doing what we love best, you know? So I hope that I've promoted the channel well enough to get that point across. And for anyone that sat through this whole video, I am just surprised. It's been a long go live, and thanks for being part of the community. I appreciate you a lot, and you'll certainly see me back. And like I said, if you're on our React.js live group, it's because I want you to be part of the group, and I know you want to be in the group. And what I want most for you in the group is to showcase your skills with React, even if they're beginner or if it's your expert or you're intermediate, which I hope to become pretty soon. You'll be able to go live and do coding. I'll pre-approve you in the group, and you can go live and write code live on the wall and get your name out there a little bit. Have some fun coding. So, all right, peace out, and it's long goodbyes. Thanks again for everything, guys. Bye bye.